Hello everybody and welcome back to Art a la Carte. In this video, I'm going to show you how to draw one of the characters from the new Animal Crossing game Pocket Camp. Now this is by no means a sponsored video. I just think the characters and art in this game are so cute. The character we're going to draw is Bunnie the rabbit, which though not my very first character that I collected, she was one of the first characters that I worked really hard to get. So to draw Bunnie, I'm going to start off with a circle shape for her head, and then for the dress part, kind of like this square shape that's a little bit more narrow at the top than at the bottom. Some pictures show a little bit of the bottom of her bunny body and then the little loops for the legs. You can choose whether you want her to have a shorter dress or a higher dress. I don't care. And then some loops for the arms. All these shapes, super easy to do. Now, if you want to go and kind of get a little bit more into the detail, her head, though circular, has a little bit more weight towards the bottom. So you'll see I kind of fixed that just a little bit, but pretty much a circle-ish oval shape. Now for her ears, just two gigantic loops right up at the top, and the actual body is done. So for Bunnie's eyes, I'm going to first block them in as circles, and then I'll get a little bit more detailed later. In a lot of the pictures, she has just a cute little smile, of course, little rosy cheeks, and then the pattern around her face. So if you make this M shape over her eyes and then kind of swoop it around the cheeks, that's kind of how the pattern will go on her fur. Almost like Mickey Mouse. So if you know how to draw Mickey Mouse, you can draw this. Or if you didn't know how to draw Mickey Mouse, well, you're one step closer to knowing how to draw Mickey Mouse. Now all that's left is to add some check marks in for her dress, and the sketch is pretty much done. Now comes the part of inking this in. I'm doing all of this on the computer just so you can see a little bit better. You won't see my hand in the way, but if you imagine the pink coloring as like a pencil that you can erase, and now the black as something you would ink in, like an ink pen or something, it kind of help you understand what's going on. So the inking process, I definitely slow down, I take my time, because unless you have a really cool erasable ink pen, not too easy to fix any mistakes. So take your time, don't feel like you have to rush this. So to answer a couple of questions that you might have about the actual art process, for those of you who are interested in the digital side, I'm using a digital tablet. I have a Wacom tablet that I'm drawing on, and I'm using a computer software called Clip Studio Paint. And if you guys have any other questions about digital art, I have an entire playlist that I'll link in the description box of this video or at the very end of this video. You can check it out. It's a whole series that I have on drawing and coloring and creating with digital art, so it should answer a lot of those questions. To quickly talk a little bit about some of the details, when I was pencil sketching her in, I drew her eyes in as circles, but they're a little bit like more rounded diamond shapes. You can choose to create them as diamond shapes or just keep them circles if you want. Once you've finished inking this in, then we can move on to erasing those lines. That's why it's so important to draw with pencil, so you can erase the lines that you don't need and then begin to add color. Again, I'm using computer software to color. I'm going to use a marker setting so it will imitate what it would look like with a marker, but you could use color pencils, crayons, whatever you want to color your picture. I'm also noticing that Bunnie was a little lopsided, so using the magic of digital art, I straightened her out a little bit there, and now I can begin to choose out the colors that I want. So her face and arms are this really light kind of yellow color, and then her ears and legs are more of a reddish brown color. And her dress is this really kind of complex greenish plaid color, which I have to tell you, I have never done plaid before, so it was a fun experience to try to create plaid, but I will break it down to be a bit more simple for you guys. Now, for those of you who might have some questions about traditional art supplies, since I've already talked about digital art supplies, you can use any kind of pencil to draw with, or if you have an erasable color pencil, I love drawing with those. So one of my favorite erasable color pencils is a Cool Erase color pencil, and they come in a wide variety of colors. I will leave a link in the description box below to some places on Amazon where you can find out more about Cool Erase color pencils and things like that. So check that out if you're interested. So Bunnie's dress is a green plaid. There's a dark green and a light green. Because I'm doing this digitally, I'm able to layer the colors up. So you might have to test out to see how your art supplies are going to do with this. But I'm going to take the very lightest shade of green first, color the whole thing in, and then add in a checker pattern with the darker green. Then she has some stripes of red and yellow. And I would suggest If you're using markers, I highly recommend to use like a gel pen would work perfect for this. I'm going to use a single stripe for the yellow and a double stripe for the red, and it jumps back and forth. So one line will be a single yellow, the next line will be a double red, and then back to a single yellow. And there you go. You've got a really cool plaid. We just learned that together because I didn't know how to do it either. So here we go. This was my drawing of trying to create the Animal Crossing character of Bunnie as closely to the game as possible. But as an artist, I always encourage you guys to create your own style, to not have to conform yourself to drawing something exactly the way someone else draws it. And it makes your drawings so much more fun. So I want to draw this character again, but use my style. And you're going to see that the drawing is a lot more loose and more fluid and has a little bit more personality. This is something I would love to see from you guys, to see how your style in drawing these characters are. So if you enjoy the game of Animal Crossing, choose your favorite character in Animal Crossing, draw a picture of them, tag me in your photos on social media, or you can send it to my email. I'll have it linked in the description box below. I always love to see what you guys are creating. If there is an Animal Crossing character that you really like, that you would like to see how I would draw that character, or maybe you're like, I don't know how to draw that eagle character, let me know in the comments, and if I get enough requests, I will do maybe some more Animal Crossing character drawing tutorials, or at least show you how I would draw them. It is such a fun game. If you guys are playing Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, I will also leave my ID in the description box. So if you guys want to friend me on the game, go for it. You can come over and check out the total disaster of my camp, because I just collect everything and throw it all in together. So, well, thank you guys again for hanging out with me. And until next time, God bless you guys, and we'll see you in another art video. Bye-bye.